The US aesthetic publication Medical Insight News led with a headline last week, AbbVie hit with largest class action in the history of injectables. And obviously this could be concerning for some clinics in the UK. Now, I think the issue here is not to panic about a US legal case, but there is a useful point here about asking what happens if and when patients start reading about delayed filler complications and come back to your clinic with questions, complaints, or indemnity concerns. And in this article, I wanted to explore how AI could be useful in helping you to prepare for this. So the first AI task is not just summarization of an article or related to a headline, it is claim verification. And you need to get AI to separate allegation, evidence, regulatory information and opinion. And the lawsuit is currently a proposed class action alleging inadequate warnings. And that is different from a court finding that the product is defective or that AbbVie is liable. And most clinics already mention nodules, inflammation, or granulomas somewhere in the consent process. But patients do not experience the risk as a word on a form. They experience it when something appears months or maybe years later, and they now have an article that makes the issue feel more serious. As we all know, a signed consent form is not the same as a defensible process, and the clinic needs to be able to show that the patient understood the risk, that the product can be traced, that there is a clear pathway when a delayed problem appears, and that adverse outcomes are learned from rather than treated as isolated incidents. So you can use AI practically with a workflow to help verify the claims in the article, then compare them with regulatory information, manufacturer information, and published guidance. Next, you can audit your own consultation forms, consent forms, aftercare and complications pathways, and finally prepare your team for the questions patients may ask in the future. The audit should follow the patient journey. What did you know before treatment? What did you record at the time? What did the patient receive afterwards? And if a delayed problem appears, what exactly happens next? AI is well suited to comparing these documents and producing a gap table. And of course, the risk is not just clinical, it is operational. Can you find the records? Do you know when to notify your indemnity provider? Do you know when an adverse event may need reporting? AI can create the questions and structure the review, but patient data and complaint correspondence need proper information governance. And this is a team training issue. A patient might call reception first, not the injector. And the team needs to avoid dismissive statements, legal opinions, or speculative diagnoses. AI can be used to rehearse difficult conversations and to create escalation scripts for worried, angry, or legally minded patients. So the final point is simple. A US lawsuit may never directly affect a UK clinic, but it may change what patients ask and how they interpret delayed complications. AI gives clinics a way to investigate the news, audit their own weak points, and prepare their teams before a concern becomes a complaint.